The broodmother Vesri of the Krauthak had torn through battlefields, shredded armored beasts, and terrified entire colonies with a single roar. She was, by all accounts, a perfect apex predator. But today, for the first time in her life, she was nervous. The reason? A human child was being transferred to her clan's juvenile training grounds. Humans are fragile, she muttered, pacing. Soft. Slow. No claws. No natural armor. This is a liability. A distraction. Her second-in-command, Draxel, chittered. Then intimidate the offspring. Show dominance. It will stay out of the way. Vesri flexed her talons. Yes. Simple. Intimidate the small creature, ensure it knows its place, and move on. But nothing about humans was ever simple. The human cub arrived in a transport pod, accompanied by a bored-looking galactic custodian. The child stepped out, small, round-faced, carrying a tiny backpack shaped like a smiling star. Vesri approached, towering, shadow enveloping the child. She let out a low, rumbling growl that had once made a platoon of armed soldiers drop their weapons and flee. The child simply looked up. Big brown eyes blinked. And then it smiled. Hi. I'm Milo. Your scales are pretty. Vesri froze. Draxel whispered, horrified, it complimented you. Vesri tried again, baring her fangs. I am Vesri, broodmother of the Krauthak. I devour creatures thrice your size. Milo nodded cheerfully. That's cool. Are you hungry? I have snacks. He held up a granola bar with sticky, chocolate-covered fingers. She stared at the offering. Why are you not afraid? You're not scary, Milo said. You're warm. Warm. The deadliest predator in 5 systems had just been called warm by a creature who probably needed help opening juice boxes. This was going poorly. The first day only confirmed Vesri's fears. The child followed her everywhere. When she sharpened her claws, Milo sat beside her, humming. When she warned juveniles about unsafe cliff edges, Milo held her hand. When she roared at 2 warriors for planning reckless sparring drills, Milo giggled and said, "You sound like my mom when she finds out I didn't do laundry." The entire clan watched this with growing disbelief. Broodmother, Draxel whispered after the 3rd day, the cub has bonded with you. Nonsense, she snapped, though with less force than intended. You carried it on your back for 2 hours. It was slow. You wrapped your tail around it so it wouldn't fall. There were rocks. You tucked it into its sleeping pod. It was cold. Draxel tilted his crested head. Vesri, that is adoption behavior. She hissed softly, but not at him. At herself. Because the truth was undeniable. When the tiny human looked up at her, trusting and fearless, something ancient stirred inside her, an instinct to protect, to guide, to nurture. It was infuriating. It was impossible. It was pleasant. Everything changed on the 7th day. A rogue strider beast, 4 meters tall and notoriously aggressive, wandered onto the training grounds. Warriors scrambled. Juveniles hid. Vesri was across the field. Milo was directly in the beast's path. The child froze, clutching its star-shaped backpack. The strider beast reared back, releasing a shriek that shattered stone. And Vesri moved. She launched herself, crossing the field in heartbeats, placing her massive body between Milo and death. Claws tore into the creature. Fangs sank deep. The ground trembled as she slammed it down. The beast thrashed once. Twice. Then fell still. Breathing heavily, Vesri turned, terrified of what she might see. Milo was staring at her with wide eyes. Then he ran forward and wrapped his tiny arms around her leg. Thank you, he whispered into her scales. You saved me. Vesri felt her hearts clench. No creature had ever hugged her before. Draxel approached cautiously. "Broodmother, are you all right?" She placed a clawed hand gently on Milo's back. "No. I am not all right," she said quietly. "I am responsible now." Milo looked up. "Does that mean we're family?" Vesri hesitated only a moment. "Yes, little one. We are family." The clan erupted into stunned chittering. But Vesri didn't care. She had adopted the human cub. Or perhaps, it had adopted her. From that day forward, every strider beast, rival predator, and reckless warrior learned a new truth whispered throughout the training grounds. You do not threaten the human cub. Because the deadliest broodmother in the quadrant would tear apart the sky itself to protect her Milo.